Hello, I am the storyteller. I'm naming this the storyteller because I'm finna tell you a story. I don't upload videos much, but as long as I get somebody, one or two people on it, this story is about a woman, and she was a good woman. She loved her family. She had 4 kids, and she was happy. Well, into that, the woman husband died. He died, and nobody knew what he died from but his wife. She kept it held because she didn't want it to get out of what he died from. So, and into that, she was very happy before he died. She was very glad and grateful because he died, before he died. But she was going through in and out of trouble with this man. And she went to a lady, a palm reader. The palm reader told her that he won't be with her long. So she asked her why. She said the vision will be revealed. From then she went ahead and she thought about it, and she said it'll be revealed. Well, anyway, 6 months later he died. She knew he had this problem, but she wasn't expecting him to die because they said he was cured from this problem. And she looked around and she said, God, I know what it is, and I can feel it in my heart. So that night, after he died, she laid down. They gave her so much medicine. And she woke up, and she went back to sleep again. And she said, maybe I'll shake this off and I'll sleep this off, so I'm going back to sleep. So she went back to sleep. And as she went back to sleep, she was crying. So she said, Lord, reveal me what my husband had for him to die. He revealed to her that he died of cancer. So she said, Lord, I know you told me this before, and I didn't want to listen. If I could have just forced him to go to the doctor and get some help, I think he would have been all right. So the Lord revealed to her, nothing you could do will ever be all right, because it was there for a long time, and she didn't know. So she went to the doctor that he went to just before he died. He wound up going, but she went to the doctor just before he died and asked him, after he died, after he died. And she asked the doctor and said, what did he die from? And the doctor told her, cancer. So she turned around and she looked, and she looked, and she looked. She said, I knew it because God just told me last night that he died. So she went ahead and went on about her business. So they had the funeral. She said she wanted to talk. She didn't want the preacher to say anything because whatever was on her heart, she was going to tell the congregation. Well, anyway, she told the congregation that when you ask God for things, he will show you things. And she told him, said, God revealed to me after he died he had cancer. I went to the doctor that he told me that we went to, and the doctor didn't tell me because he told the doctor not to tell me that he had cancer. And the doctor, but God had them reveal it to me that he had cancer. But I couldn't take that. I had to go to the doctor, and I had to find out. Well, she sat down and she said, we broke. We don't have no money. But we all right, because I'm still living and I'm still here to tell a story about my husband. See, my husband was giving. He was loving. He was friendly. But one thing he had that he was guilty of was telling people off when he get discouraged and get tired of them. And now through all of that, the people who he discourages in this room, and the people who he yelled at and didn't have nothing to say after he yelled at them. But I'm here to tell you, my husband had cancer. So he struck at all of you people and said all kind of things to you all because he was going through this. But all that stuff he was saying to y'all, he didn't bring that in the house. He was a loving husband. He was a giving husband. But then he turned around and loved me most of all. That's what she said. And she said, I know he loved me because he told me so many times. So then she went on to tell him, I wish each and one of y'all be blessed, and I'm sorry for the way he treated y'all because it wasn't him. And all the congregation know it wasn't him because he always came to church with a smile and always left with a smile and good words to everybody. I love you.
Yes, ma'am.
He never stopped telling people he loved them, no matter what he been through or what he going through or what he tell them. They know, y'all know he loved them, love you. And she said, so I'm conclude this here. So wait on a few years, she got married. It's been about 10 years. He was dead, 10 or 11. Well, and in with her being married to this new man, she never forgave herself for not knowing that he was sick. And she never forgave herself how he kept on a smile without telling her what he had. But in all, he wanted to be at peace. He didn't want people hollering over him and crying over him, but yet and still, she's still crying. Now married to someone else. She would go in the corner of her room and bawl out tears and cry. And when she cried, she was upset. And her husband didn't know what she was crying about. So he asked her one day, why are you crying? And she said, I never got healed before I married you. For my wife dying, for my husband dying on me. And I didn't give myself a chance to grieve. But he told her, we agreed together. We agreed together because you married me and now you're a part of me. God left you here for me. Because I told my children I would never get married again. But it's something about you that took me over and asked you to marry me. You respectful. You don't go out as much, but you do go to clubs at times. Everybody deserves that, and I understand that. And he went on to tell her, whatever you're grieving about, I also grieve for different situations I've been in and what I put people into. He said, so you're grieving for one thing and I'm grieving for another. Let's do this. Let's put our grievement together. Then we'll write it on paper and see how much that person or that thing you grieving for, you will get over it. Because as the time passed, once we put all our grievance down on this paper, we look back at this paper and say, God, you took someone that I love so well from me, but you gave me someone else to protect me, to love me, to be with me, to confront me on my bad, to confront me on my good. And for that, God, I thank you. See, when she started thanking God, the whole world listened. Because one day she got on Skype and she made a video. And she said all the things that she was grieving about. Her husband now made a video. He said everything that he was grieving about. So the grieving didn't stop with that. They were still grieving about different things that they did and things that happened to them in life. So the conclusion is, no matter what you're going through, don't stop grieving. Because if you stop grieving, you take it in happy spurts and grieve together. So have a blessed day. Love God. Love yourself. And please, most of all, love yourself. This is me, the storyteller. I'm going to tell stories from now on my page because these stories got to be heard. Because somebody grieving in your life right now for somebody they lost or somebody they want to be close to. So, love God, love yourself, and love others. And thank you for looking at my video. Subscribe and listen and look for future videos of storytelling. Good night.